quick, if you had to name a Disney character with a mental disorder, who would it be? The Evil Queen? Maleficent? Even though some of the villains suffer from clear-cut mental disorders, the heroes do too. The following are our picks for 10 Disney characters with obvious mental disorders. Ariel, kleptomania. The Little Mermaid is the story of a young mergirl who liked to burgle ships. Get it, huh? While Ariel might come off as sweet and innocent, think of the number of times she explored sunken ships and took whatever she wanted from them. She never stopped to think about someone attempting to recover the belongings. Ariel was almost obsessive in her quest for treasure, so in addition to kleptomania, she was well on her way to becoming a hoarder, too. Gaston, narcissism. No one's slick as Gaston, no one's quick as Gaston, no one's neck is incredibly thick as Gaston's. You may remember Gaston as the self-absorbed musclehead from Beauty and the Beast, but there was more going on than an abundance of confidence. Gaston suffers from all the hallmarks of narcissistic personality disorder. His exaggerated sense of self-importance and love of the grandiose ends up being his downfall at the end of the movie. Scar, sociopathy. Remember the movie with the lion cub and his lovable uncle? Yeah, neither do we. The Lion King is marked by a tragedy that's directly caused by Simba's uncle Scar, a character that clearly suffers from sociopathy. He has all the symptoms: superficial charm, a lack of empathy, and a compulsive need to control others. He leads through fear, not loyalty, something that backfires on him at the end of the film. Peter Pan syndrome. Pure Eternus is Latin for eternal boy and refers to the pop psychology condition known as Peter Pan syndrome. The simple explanation is a man that refuses to grow up. While it may be easy to crack a joke about hipsters, the term refers to someone of adulthood or older whose emotional maturity has remained at an adolescent level. However, this condition isn't recognized by psychologists as a real disorder, so the jury's still out. But it was named for Peter Pan, so it's good enough for us. Moana, fantasy-prone personality. Moana, the heroine from Disney's newest film with the same name, is a classic example of someone with a fantasy-prone personality. When her nation is faced with a threat, she doesn't help prepare. Instead, she sets off on a reckless journey in search of a Polynesian demigod to help her. And because this is Disney, she actually finds him. That said, it's probably best to put up sandbags to stop a flood instead of doing a rain dance to appease the hurricane. Come on. Pinocchio, pathological liar. Come on, you know this was coming. After all, lying is kind of Pinocchio's shtick. If he didn't lie, the entire movie would be about an old man playing with a doll. When you think about it, it's kind of creepy in and of itself. Pinocchio definitely needed help telling the truth because this little guy would lie about anything. Fortunately, or not, for him, his nose was the perfect tell when he was lying. Pinocchio would have been a really bad poker player. Elsa, agoraphobia. I'd be scared of people too if the slightest moment of panic meant turning them into popsicles. Elsa's fear of the public is well-founded, given her inability to control her powers. She nearly skewers half the party guests with pointy shards of ice. There is a happy ending though. By the end of the film, Elsa learns to control her powers and turn the castle courtyard into an ice skating rink. Wow. Saying that out loud really makes you question the plot of Frozen, doesn't it? Mulan, atelophobia. If you think you're under a lot of pressure, it's nothing compared to what the daughter-turned-cross-dressing warrior Mulan felt. And for good reason, too. She suffered from atelophobia, which is literally the fear of being imperfect. Seems a bit like a silly fear, right? That fear is what drove her to take her father's place, to become the best soldier she could be, and to face down the Huns and bring victory to China. Without her fear, she would never have succeeded. That said, it's still a clearly undiagnosed disorder. She should really get that looked at. Anna, ADHD. Do you want to build a snowman? Oh, squirrel. Anna may be the lovable hero of Frozen, but she's also rash, reckless, and has a hard time to stay focused. Her topics of conversation seem to shift randomly, and her energetic nature lands her in trouble more often than not. Sound familiar? She's a clear-cut case of someone with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Maybe the only time she's calm is when she's frozen at the climax of the film. Ice cold, right? Belle, bibliomania. While Belle is often thought to have Stockholm Syndrome, there's another disorder that underlies her behavior, bibliomania. Not familiar with it? Bibliomania is the condition where someone obsessively buys books. Remember her dancing through the village with an armful of books and the villagers remarking on her love of reading? She really only fell in love with Beast for his library. But here's a secret, so did we. What do you think? Mental disorders or not? If you feel that we missed a few or that there are more glaring disorders that should have taken the limelight, comment below and give us your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe to CBR for more videos that make you look at your favorite films in a different light.